Hi everybody, I'm going to give a quick demo of the wallet viewer and all of its many features from an end user's perspective. This would be anyone with a Wax wallet or Ethereum wallet or Tezos wallet that wants to display it using the WAXWORKS wallet viewer system. This is a prototype of a general purpose multi-chain wallet. I learned a lot from this alpha program and I think that it could be a very interesting and useful tool for many blockchains. So what is the wallet viewer? You can see here we're on the WAXWORKS homepage. We're not signed in. I opened a new in-private browser window and it goes through some of the main features of the wallet viewer, the stacks, showcasing of your favorites, playlists, showing mint numbers and different kind of meta content. And you can always take time to look at this page on your own, but suffice to say it links out to some special contest wallets that are kind of demoing the features of the wallet viewer themselves. It links to a store that sells NFT features to enhance your wallet for people that want to view your public wallet page. And it also lets you subscribe to the ability to create unlocked and gated content on WAXWORKS. Okay, so the best place to start is to just show a few sample wallets. I'm going to load in my wallet, say that I'm coming here and I know that it is this. And I click go. The first thing you'll notice is that the page loads in stages. This over here that's shooting these green dots all over is a visual cue, and it represents all of the collection images being loaded in and resized. Since these collection images are coming from IPFS, a lot of them are pretty large. So one of the first features that WAXWORKS actually does is it has an image resizer. It makes these little postage stamp sized images and it locally caches them in your browser. So if you load this wallet over and over, which is a pretty common user behavior, the resizes don't have to keep happening over and over. You already have them loaded. It also shows you at a glance some stats about your wallet. This is how many NFTs you have in this particular wallet. This is how many collections you're pulling from. Collections on Wax are just kind of an artist creates a collection, and within that collection they create what are called templates. You can think of templates as the sort of the NFT's immutable data. It doesn't have to have a template, but most of the time it does. So each of these little square items in my favorite section are pulling from an individual NFT that's implemented as you can think of it as a mint from a template. It's similar to additions on Tezos. It's similar to the numbered Ethereum NFT in a large collection. So I am now viewing a link that I could share with anybody. I could post this link to social media and people would be able to jump right in here and see my wallet, see how I've arranged my favorites, see the background I've selected, look at stats about my wallet's nickname. So continuing along, we have a lazy loading feature. So this means that when you expand a collection, you can see that it knows how many templates but not what they are, and then they're loaded in from public gateways and from public IPFS services. It loads in all the images, it scales them down, and it basically lets you have a complete view of your collection by queuing up the amount that it's possible to download at a time. You have to chunk this out, so it works like old FTP transfers. You have to make sure that you're not going to run into what's called a rate limit, which basically means you're moving too quickly and the web server says, like, slow down. So a lot of the under the hood stuff here is just managing this user's connection so that they never notice any kind of service disruption, and it seems responsive enough while still not overusing network resources. So you can see now I've expanded some NFTs. I have this collection from Broken Dolls. I have this collection from Brett Blackberg, who makes comics. Each of these NFTs, they're responsive. So if I take this window, and on a phone it actually looks a little better, but as you shrink it down, you see that I get this like 2-column layout. It's touch friendly. The buttons are big. They're far enough apart that a finger can hit them. I spent a lot of time making this all work on phones. You can see that the stats goes into a mobile phone view here. It looks a little bit different than the full version. We won't dwell on this, but I did design with mobile in mind. This is all using Bootstrap, which is a library provided by Twitter for responsive design elements. So all of these are little, they use a certain number of columns. So as an end user viewing someone else's wallet, I'm a little limited in what I can do here. I can't drag their favorites around. I can't change anything. I'm just, viewing someone's collection. So if I click on any one of these, let's try one of these comics. you can see that it pops up a detail view, and there's a lot going on here. I can cover the individual features later, but for now, when you expand any NFT, you'll see what the blockchain immutable data is. If this was a unique NFT, you'd see any immutable properties that were set. That's kind of a Wax thing. And it will give you the ability to preview this image. It will give you the ability to have a flip card. So most of my NFTs actually implement a flip card, so I'll show you one of those. So you can see a 3D flip card means that when you mouse over it, or on the mobile when you tap this flip button, you'll get a different front image and back image. This is great for things like collectible cards, stamps, things that do actually have, a front and a back. You can see that this particular item is mint number 1, and then I have this NFT of this ID. See what collection it belongs to. You can see what template ID it belongs to. You will notice that there is no market data here. There's no pricing. There's no buy this NFT. The whole idea behind this gallery wallet is that it's meant to be a collector's space to display their collection, almost like a trade binder you might bring with you to a card swap event. It's meant to like free you from all of that kind of money-oriented aspect and let people view the art in an artistic environment. So with that in mind, if you were interested in getting to the market, all of these links work, and they link you to the Nifty Blocks marketplace, find cheapest sale. And I feel like the Nifty Blocks marketplace is kind of my preferred partner on this. There's a few reasons for that. One of them is that all of these images are actually being loaded from their cache, which makes WAXWORKS extremely fast, since there's thousands of users on that marketplace constantly pre-caching, pre-resizing all the images that are needed on WAXWORKS. It's sort of a treasure trove of data. Since with my relatively lower amount of traffic, I can take advantage of all this stuff that's been like preloaded, pre-resized, and we all kind of benefit because I'm driving traffic to their market and they're providing me the valuable service of image caching. So some NFTs are different types. So you can see that this is a music NFT, which means that it has this hidden potential click to listen, and this is placeholder art. I mean, I like it, but it's placeholder art. And what this lets you do is have access to a music visualizer for the MP3, which is this audio property that's contained on this music NFT. So WAXWORKS was able to detect the NFT type. It gives you the ability to play this music. It gives you an interactive JavaScript-based visualizer. You can see it's not a movie, it's actually visualizing the music. There's various types of NFTs that are present. I'll go through the rest of them in just a few minutes. So we covered lazy loading, we haven't covered stacks. So you can see that if you own multiple copies of an NFT, what this wallet viewer will do is it will stack them up. So you can see at a glance how many copies of each one you own. And when we click on the detail view, you'll see which ones you actually own and their mint number. Mint number is Wax specific, but on Ethereum you'd see your NFT IDs. This is particularly important for games. So there's some wallets where it's really common to start getting multiples. I'm not a big Wax gamer, but there's some wallets that do have a lot of that. You'll see here they stack up and show you at a glance how many you have. I have 2 of these glitch coins. I have 5 of these card packs. If I go to another collection that I know I have a lot of single NFTs in, like my Goo Goons collection, I have stacks of unusual size in here. And what this lets you do is you can see, you only have to see the art once. A lot of the NFT viewers will show you each individual item sort of unrolled, and you have to click through pages and pages of the same thing. And I've heard from multiple people that that's very frustrating. So this is a core feature of the display here. These are centered along an invisible center line per row, and that I find is a pretty good way to distribute them, but I also have the ability to sort. Oop, I clicked too fast. This is a masonry layout. So what it does is it compacts all of your stacks by shape into as small a footprint as they can occupy. And this is great for taking screenshots, showing people everything you have. But it's toggleable. Also, these are being sorted alphabetically once the metadata for each NFT loads. The title isn't always known, before the collection is expanded. So that's a setting, and I'll show you settings once we go into a logged in context. Okay, so you can see we have all of my categories, all of my collections. We have all of the counts for what's in each collection. Each one is dynamic. Each one loads on a click. Each one is showing you smaller sized images. It loads the larger sized image in the background. Sorry, that's a gross one. And you can see that it plays videos that are in the preview, and it's using the scaled down video. If you want to download the bigger video, there's an option to do that. This is all to save bandwidth and make it a more mobile friendly experience. Okay, so on my list here I also have Flare. Then I'll go into more detail on the detail view, and then we can talk about when you log in what that's like. So what is Flare? Well, you can see that a lot of these NFTs in my favorites section specifically have their mint number displayed, which is extra information about which numbered NFT you own. They have sometimes a read comic link. So in the case of Brett's Comics, if you click this, it opens the PDF from IPFS in a new tab. I'm actually using a CDN to make these load faster. You can see that for some collections it might just link to the artist's drop page. So other of these flares tell you that it's detected a video NFT or an audio NFT or a poetry NFT. There are wallpapers, so what you see now is this wallpaper that looks like a Windows 95 background. I can load up any other wallpaper, but since this isn't my wallet, I can only preview them here. So I could preview all the wallpapers that someone owns. I can't actually change it. So we have lots of different NFT types. We have gated content, so these are actually comic books that only the owner can read, so you can see that there's nothing indicating here that there's a downloadable file, but if I was the owner of this, I would see a special tab that would show me this book, for instance. We have movie players for video NFTs. So this is using a JavaScript video player that's got all the controls that you would expect. It makes more sense on a real movie. I showed you the audio visualizer a minute ago. We have a poetry reader, which this is an NFT that has some problems, but if you format your description in a specific way using like a typical poetry style using forward slashes for lines, you end up with a formatted block. So you can see that I have a verse property and it has a poem inside, and what that does is it gives you this view. This is showing you, so this template has issues. What this is showing you is that WAXWORKS are actually going to try to repair common issues, common mistakes that people make when they're creating their NFT data. So in this case we had an extra space for verse, it fixed that. Back image had a space that wasn't needed, it fixed that, and description was misspelled, which is a very common misspelling, so it fixes that as well. What it does is it repairs a lot of NFTs that might not display correctly in other wallets, and I think that this is a kind of an ongoing and useful service. I intend to add things like malicious link scanning and other things in the future. So what else do we have going on? Well, if you have a mint number 1, you get a special single star trophy that displays, as well as the number 1 being in gold, as well as number 1 being with flare. If you have a mint number 2, you get a number 2 trophy. You get the silver number 2. You get this animated silver background or this animated gold background. All of this is just so that you can impress anyone that you want to show your NFT collection to. Okay, so we've pretty much demoed most of what people visiting a wallet will see without going into the specific NFT feature customizations. So that will be in a few minutes. This section on the homepage links out to special gallery wallets, which is sort of my way of showing people what they can expect by using this wallet viewer. So one of the most recent and most fun ones has been this artist exhibition. This is where artists have lent me NFTs to display, and it's a way for them to kind of advertise the kind of work that they make. So if we click on this and open it in a new tab, you'll see that we load the wallet viewer for this Wax wallet. And I have favorited all of the NFTs that were given to me by other artists. I've created a banner at the top of the page explaining the purpose of this wallet. It has a special nickname. And you can see that I favorited them in the order that they were submitted, but there's different styles, different types. It's a way to create almost like that small coffee shop that advertises local artists, except they're not local, they're on a blockchain. This also shows that some people sent me music to put onto a playlist. So this playlist is customizable by the owner. You can set which NFTs are here. This is up to 20 tracks. And if I click on any one of them, I can play them in the music player. But we have a mix of music and video NFTs, and they can load into a single playlist. And you can see all of the collections that mirror the NFTs that were added to the favorites above. If I was interested in a particular artist and I wanted to see more from them, I'd be able to click on this template ID or click on the link to their collection at Nifty Blocks and possibly purchase some of these things. So yeah, let's check out another one. Let's check out, I have one where I collected the mascot from Nifty Blocks, Betsy. So these are all these different artists' take on this character called Betsy. This was fun. I made a special wallpaper to use on WAXWORKS for collecting Betsy's. It's in the right color scheme. And you can see that it's the same character over and over in all these different artist styles. I found a lot of new creators this way. So yeah, that's my Betsy collection. It's a way that you can create a new Anchor wallet with a custom name, just like an ENS or something on Ethereum or Tezos. And you can create a display just for those things. If we look at, we ran a couple of contests in the past too, where we had artists submit music NFTs, and it was actually judged by an actual music producer. We awarded 1,000 wax in prizes. It was a lot of fun. So I have all of the submissions to the music contest in a special wallet. And similarly, we did a poetry contest. So this is the WAXWORKS X Yoshi Drop contest wallet. The prizes have already been distributed. They were up here in the favorites section. But you can see all these submissions that people sent in of music, and they play just like earlier. You can listen to each one. And people used this environment to come in and judge, and then I set up a poll, and people voted on their favorite, and that's how we awarded all the prizes. So we did another one with Tree Piece, and this one's using a special animated wallpaper. I think the music contest has an animated wallpaper too. Go back to that for a sec. Yeah, I love this one because it's like concert lights and stuff. So wallpapers can actually be very short little videos. They get stretched, but since they're blurred a little bit, you can get some pretty cool effects, like this forest that just endlessly scrolls. So the poetry contest shows off the special poetry style, which is this formatted block I talked about earlier. And you can see that a lot of writers actually came out for this one. They had to create a cover art, and the back image was supposed to have the poem, and then they have their poem as text in the immutable data. It was a lot of fun. So these sort of serve as maybe like sales galleries to promote these artists' unique styles and unique voices. Not everybody's just making JPEGs. And I think that a multi-chain wallet viewer like WAXWORKS really lets you highlight that. This is just a side note, but just to show you that you can load wallets from other chains. They don't have to be Wax. This is loading my Tezos wallet, and now I'm only seeing my Tezos NFTs, including the collection that I made. So that's why I have these enormous stacks of the comics and NFTs that I'm currently selling. But it's just kind of a cool way to view other chains. So I could put an Ethereum address here, I could put anything, and it will give me that same view-only experience. And if this was listed as the wallet that I owned, I would be able to set up all my wallet favorites and my configuration and everything here too. I think the most exciting feature that has been added recently is the gated content that's only visible to owners. So you can see that if I have a special NFT of one of my AI illustrated stories, there's this owner content link, and if I click that, it will go to a PDF that lets you read this book. If I click on the NFT and I'm the owner, I have a special tab which gives me access to all of the unlockable content. So I can read my comic by clicking on the 3D book viewer. And you can see now that we're paging through my AI illustrated story. I have one that uses the Google Docs viewer. This is great for mobile. It's a very good way to view, any number of these things. And it formats it for a phone. You can download the pages. You can download the spread. And these links are just, they're hidden, right? So anybody that has a link can get the file, but you're only showing those links to the owner of the NFT. I feel like that's a happy medium between making it still usable to people and also making it, clear that if you don't own it, then you shouldn't read it. I'm not preventing people, but, it's like an honor system. So that's one of the features I'm offering as a service. So artists can come to me and say, hey, I'd like to either retroactively add gated content to one of my old NFTs, or I'd like to publish a new comic and make owner-only content, and I can, as a service, add that to my database and let people, do that. The reason I did it as a service is because I really don't want to let people upload, illegal material or material that would make me have a privacy problem with like a GDPR compliance, or there's a lot of reasons that I didn't make it self-service, but I can see that other platforms like OpenSea actually do make that self-service. To show you the banner feature, I had to jump into another wallet that uses one, and it's this WW Exhibition wallet, and this is the banner. So it lets you put an image at the top of your public wallet viewer page, and this image can have a link. The link warns people that they're going to a third-party page, and if they click this, they'll follow the link. And if you have this banner NFT in your favorites, it takes you to the banner editor, which lets you name your banner, put in the link, put in an IPFS content ID for the image. You can also indicate whether you're open to commissions. This is like an artist commission flag. And when this banner is saved, it will display on your public page just like this. So you can test the link out, you can edit it. It's kind of a more powerful feature, but it's not being used that much yet. I think it's a cool way to add customization, but I also worry that it could be used for the wrong reason. So I haven't made this widely available yet, but it is there. Okay, the other special features we have are two that aren't available in the Bone Shop yet, but just to show you the power of being able to combine NFT feature unlocks with a wallet, we have an Atomic Hub special profile section. So this NFT, if you own it, it's WAXWORKS feature number 6, and it lets you display your Atomic Hub profile in your WAXWORKS wallet. So if I hit favorite, it's almost like having a bonus favorite section. So now below my normal favorites, I now have my Atomic Hub profile visible, and this is something you configure on their website, and you sign everything in the blockchain. So this is a favorites list that's actually on chain. In WAXWORKS, you can't do anything with it because it's coming from Atomic Hub. It pulls in your profile background image, it pulls in all the links to your listings, your auctions, your wish list, and it pulls in any NFTs you have favorited over at Atomic Hub. I think it's pretty cool. And the other feature that works kind of like this is the Nifty Blocks shop widget. I haven't finalized the art yet for the Nifty Blocks shop feature, but it's a pretty cool drop-in. So this is just my dev copy of WAXWORKS feature 7, which I'm telling you is the Nifty Blocks shop. If I favorite one or more of these shop widgets, and then I configure them, so the way they work is, you can see powered by Nifty Blocks. It links out to my collection, my packs, my blends. So if I go to Nifty Blocks, and I go to WAXWORKS, you can see that my collection name is WAXWORKS NFTs. So I'm going to create 2 different stores that are embedded in my own wallet. So I'm going to put in WAXWORKS NFTs for the collection name. If I go to my drops, and like let's say I want to show my 2 of these books, right? So if I go to view drop page, say I want to sell these 2 books. I need this ID, 1383 blah blah blah. So we're going to go to here. We're going to go back and we're going to get this one too. Close this and we're going to comma separate them. Save them. Now I've got one banner set up that is my books. Now we're going to do another one that is something random. We're going to go find another drop. So we're going to go here. We're going to go to drops. We're going to put in a random, I don't want to do anything too crazy. Let's say it's this glitch coin, right? So if we go here, we get the drop ID. If we go here, we put the drop ID in, and we save, and we save. And I will reload, or I hit view banner, and you can see that it will load in the Nifty Blocks store page. So someone that's viewing my wallet could go in and they could claim and buy NFTs that I've made from here. So it's kind of a powerful sales tool, especially if you combine it with the banner, you combine it with your favorites. Say that you're an artist, you're showing other people, the art that you've collected, and then maybe you're suggesting some of the stuff that you'd like them to collect from you. It's a cool way to blend Web3 shops with some of the marketplace integrations that have been made available, and I hope more marketplaces make these embeddables, because I'm using the stuff that they've created directly. So I think that's a lot here. There's endless possibilities for making NFT website feature unlocks, and I'd really like to see more of it. So hopefully this is a good kind of overview of how that works, and I hope that you will take a look at the wallet viewer for yourself.